Nyokakani, or that is Quechua for I am, Barrett, with many medicine names. And you can call me anything you like. After all, this is a private Zoom channel, so you won't be censored. I'm a sentient teacher of the Pachakuti Mesa tradition, and it's my honor and privilege to serve you. And I recognize most, if not all, of the names and faces that I've logged in so far. And we join as usual in our weekly global healing ritual of Wednesday night link up, global healing meditation, in which we send healing intention to Pachamama and also to a specific area or areas of our beautiful mother planet, and to individuals who may be in need of that healing, including ourselves. And these individuals don't have to be limited to the human category either. In addition, for those of you who may not be aware, the IU, the region of the world, and specifically the central United States, the IU to which I belong, holds a bi-monthly healing meditation as well, which is focused on more individual healing for those who feel the need for themselves or loved ones. And you're always welcome to join us. And if you're interested, all you have to do is get in touch with myself or Gary Caudle or Angela Myers. And if you don't have our emails, you can always send a message to the Heart of the Healer, and they'll forward it to us. And you can join that global healing meditation the first Friday of every month and the third Tuesday of every month in the evening. You don't have to be online to have whoever you need healing for be attended to, but you're certainly welcome to be on the actual Zoom call. All right, beloveds. Well, it's not a requirement, but it sure is a nice practice when we can to invite those who have their cameras on to introduce themselves and share very simply where you are and what medicine you bring. So this Wednesday Night Link Up, I'm going to follow that practice, and hopefully we'll have enough time for everything. So yeah, I've already introduced myself, Barrett, Mad Dog with Ancient Voice. And the medicine I bring this evening is that of the earth and the beautiful creatures that ally with us there. This is a gift from one of my shamanic sisters, Somebody Rich. And I send this blessing to all of you. All right. Ooh, I'm knocking my iPad around. All right, wonderful. Now, once we get through all those on the screen, I'll go through whoever sends in a chat, and I'll share what you have to say with everyone in case they didn't get to see it. So let's just go down the line of who I see in order. And if you don't respond, that's okay. We can always come back to you if there's a problem. I'm seeing Polly. And Polly, I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself or not.
Hello, Brother Barrett. I don't have a camera on this new computer to me, and I am Polly. I'm on the banks of the White River in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it is my joy and honor to co-create with you tonight. Barrett, thank you for your presence and your leadership tonight.
Thank you so much, Polly. Could you blow that into the screen even though we can't see you?
I just did, but I'll do it again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Polly.
Thank you.
Oh boy, I'm already getting teary-eyed, so I'm having a hard time seeing people's names. Jenny, oh my goodness. Yes, hi, Jenny.
Hi, Nyokakani, a singing light. I am in Gainesville, Georgia on Lake Lanier, and I bring the gift of humor in confusion.
Fantastic. All right. Next person I see with a camera is Vicky Chatelain.
Nyokakani Vicky, I bring the medicine of patience today.
Thank you, Vicky. Good medicine. John Otts.
Yokakani John. Let's see, I'm in Portland, Oregon, and the medicine I bring is my whole heart.
Very generous. Craig.
Well, Barrett, you said I could call you anything. So I'll call you my dear brother. Nyokakani Craig. I am in Leavenworth, Washington, in the Cascade Mountains, and I bring the medicine of nature and peace.
Aho, brother. Dear Cynthia Davis, dancing feet, as I know her. Oh, she just went off camera.
There you go.
Oh, I think you're muted. I guess you're muted right now, but yeah, I know you're trying to get unmuted. So while you're trying to get unmuted, we'll go to somebody else. And once you're unmuted, we'll just have you come right in after the next person, okay? Okay, no problem. Gary Caudle, Aquila Negra, my dear teacher.
Yokakani Kilagra, bring the medicine of Munai, Munai, Munai.
Thank you. Leora, my dear sister.
Nukani Leora. I'm here in Monticello, Minnesota. And this is going to sound like a goofy one, but I'm going to bring, I'm bringing the medicine of love and puppies.
I don't know, guys. I think she just won. Sorry, it's not a contest. Okay. Stan, I always forget Stan. I know it's not Stan. That's your husband's name, but gosh darn it, I always forget.
Yeah, it's Susan, and I have not figured out how to change the name on the Zoom on my tablet. But Nyokakani Kaulave'i Okekai. And the medicine, you did it. It changed. Thank you. No, apparently you don't know how you did it either. You got my name on there. But I'm going to follow Leora's lead because I bring the medicine of hope and macaws.
Wonderful. Bring in the avian realm. You know, it's probably Heather Weingartner that fixed your name, but hey, soft one way or the other, right?
Much gratitude to whoever did it.
Aho, aho. Dawn.
Hey, I guess there's only one today. Great. AKA Kawak. How you doing, brother? Here in lovely Sebastopol. It's cold. And I bring the, I had to think about this one. Acceptance of whatever comes next.
Beautiful. Cynthia, how you doing, darling? You ready to unmute?
Mr. Barrett. I'm rattling in Cynthia, dancing feet from the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. Joy, 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 and the sweetness that life brings to us.
Rattling right there with you, sister. Beautiful. Thank you. Next up, we have Ruben.
Hello, everyone. Nokenkani Ruben Valenzuela. I bring, well, first of all, Barrett, I am expecting you to cry, so please do. It's tears of joy, and it's contagious. I bring my medicine tonight is manifestation in all of its abundance and all of its aspects in all realms. Much love,
We
brother.
need as much as we can have. Thank you, brother. I'm all for it. Mary Williamson, my dear Mary.
Hi, I bring the medicine of unity, communion. I was going to say freedom, but I've changed it to laughter, and that's coming from Southern Hemisphere.
Beautiful. Sue Yost with your drum magic.
I'm Sue Zivazol. I would like to bring the medicine of beautiful cleansing tears, as well as creativity.
Which she has in abundance. Okay. So of course it says iPhone, but you know and I know, Diana, that I'm talking to you.
Oh, I thought I put my name in. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yokakani Diana, and I'm tuning in from south of Tucson, so just south of Cynthia Dancing Feet. I bring the medicine from the desert, but what's interesting is I'm feeling grounded and the need to grab my surfboard and ride the extreme waves of change that we find ourselves in right now.
All right. Love your attitude. Did you blow it in? Beautiful. Sorry, I was a little busy with this action. I kind of missed it. Thank you. All right. Next on my little camera list, we got nobody. But if anybody else wishes to chime in who hasn't yet, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm going to go right to the chat and see who has contributed. And if you interrupt me, that's okay. So we have Aaron from Vancouver bringing the medicine of forgiveness. And John Otts with a PS, puppies for the win for sure. Hey, no problem with the kitties either, or the macaws. All right, my dear ones. Oh, Kevin Robinson in Las Vegas, connection, excellent. All right, viva Las Vegas. Okay, dear ones. So I don't have a very good mic that attaches to this contraption, so I'm just going to talk loud. And if for some reason you don't hear me very well, just somebody unmute and say louder, okay, or you could just go like this or something. But hopefully it won't be a problem. All right. Well, because I am definitely a crier, wipe this up a little bit. Okay. All right, friends. So as you know, we start out by taking a moment to ground and open, and then we open our mesa. You can take quite a long time doing that, or you can be very brief about it. I'm going to go with brevity today, as much as I can. And so let's start with what you could call a cleansing breath. Just we'll breathe in through the nose, we'll hold it for just a moment in the heart and let it out into the earth. You could let it out through your misurumi if you like, or you could even visualize that connecting to an apacheta if you have an apacheta in your yard or nearby, or that you connect with, you know, that's close to your heart. And then we'll be sending a grounding cord after that down into the earth through our perineum, through our pelvic floor. And also we could send grounding cords or roots or what have you down through the soles of your feet into the earth. And you can imagine those spreading out into the earth and down deep into her soil, as deep as you like, even to the very center of Pachamama, or less so, like some sort of tree that you really identify with. That could be your guide. I have a beautiful pine in my yard that does that for me all the time. Beautiful Mauki. All right, and then we will ground into the earth briefly, and I'll just guide us through that, and then we'll open up to the heavens, and then we'll get right to opening the mesa. So let's start with that cleansing breath. If you've already done it, you can do it again if you like. Breathing deep, just holding for just a moment, and with the intention of cleansing and opening, releasing any hucha, any heaviness into the earth, let it go. And then breathing in deep. And now we're going to just breathe in and out through the nose. And as we do so, on each breath cycle, you can just allow for that sense of those roots or those grounding cords to travel down from the heart of you, down through your pelvic floor and down through the soles of your feet. Or if you're sitting cross-legged, they could even come down through your ankles or your thighs or what have you, into the earth through whatever floor there is and whatever's below that until you're down in the dirt and maybe even going deeper into the areas of the bedrock. And on the inhale, you could just go even deeper into the earth with ease, with grace. For it is your birthright to connect to Pachamama Gaia at any time in gratitude. And as you continue on this breath cycle journey of your own, breathe deep, whatever feels good for you. I usually do a 7-count breath for this, but if you feel otherwise, do what comes naturally. And as you continue on your way, spiraling deeper down through the cracks, the crevices, there may be indications in your imaginal eye of caverns, of water rushing through that you may know of scientifically, or that you simply just intuit without any concern about being correct, but simply allowing your imagination to flower and open this world of the Ukupacha, the inner realm, to your awareness through the imagination suggestion, married to whatever knowledge you may have of the area. That's fine. And as you continue deeper down into the heart of Pachamama Gaia, once you reach the point of depth that feels right for you, whether that's all the way to your core or something else, find a place in that strata that feels richest and most abounding in Kaosai, in the energy of Mother Earth, that nurturing force, that red, warm light that we equate often with the writhing, beautiful undulations of Amaru, of boa, anaconda, of serpent energy. And then begin to breathe that energy up through those roots now. And on any out breath, it just continues to come up further into you at its own pace, without any real effort, almost like sipping water through a straw, or maybe some other image that works for you, until that Kaosai begins to flow up through the soles of your feet or through your legs, up through your pelvic floor, up through your roots, up into your Wirka Koshko, your sacred stomach, as they say in Quechua, that is roughly around the same place as many refer to the second chakra or the lower dantian and other energetic references. And then it can also travel further up. It could even go up through the next energy center if you want to work with that image, until finally you're all the way up to your heart center, your Hotun Sonko, your central heart, right in the middle of your chest there, that energetic center. And once you're there, I invite you to take a moment to breathe that in deep up through the earth, and then retain the breath for as long as you breathed in, and then let an out breath through the nose emanate out from your Hatun Sonk, or from your heart center, and down through your lower abdomen and down through your pelvic floor and legs and so forth, deep into Pachamama, in Aini, in a giving back. And she continues to feed you with that Kausa from below. And let's do that one time together right now. If you haven't already done it, let's try it. So let's just start with a deep cleansing breath to have an empty place for the lungs to start from. So we'll start that first by releasing any hucha that we can into the earth, any heavy energy. And just letting that out with your mouth. And now breathing in through the nose. And retaining that calci in your heart, letting it crystallize and glow with red warmth, and then let it out through the nose and out through your heart into your body and down into the earth. Beautiful. Feel that embrace of Pachamama reaching up and around you, for we're not only on her, we are within her. We are cells in her body, in her many spheres of being, right? Okay, beautiful. And now let us begin to sense and feel an opening through our crown to the heavens above. A kind of unwinding and opening. Many refer to the 1,000-petaled lotus of the East for this image, which is a beautiful image. And it may help you to use your hand like I'm doing or not. I'm very kinesthetic, so I often move a lot, but you don't have to do that. And you may identify more with a rose or some other kind of a blossom, opening up through your crown in a beautiful opening, welcoming sort of embrace to the heavens above. And imagining, if you would, a perfume that's wafting up from deep in the earth, up through those roots, up through those grounding cords, up through your Hatun Sanko, up through your throat, up through your third eye and your cranium, and wafting further up and out into the heavens above. A beautiful hello from Mother Earth to Father Sky. And now let us start, after a cleansing breath, with drawing down the Kanchai from above, the starlight energy. That's one way you could describe it. The Kanchai coming down from the heavens above. And it could be coming from a star, it could be coming from an orb, it could be coming from a portal, a being, whatever comes to you, which could be very near the top of your head or way up in space or anywhere in between. And it's going to start to draw down into the top of your cranium and then down into your skull and so forth. So let's start with the cleansing breath first, to release any hucha that we can let go into Mother Earth at the moment. That'll give us a place to come from for empty breath, empty lungs to breathe in deep. And we'll breathe in from above down through the crown. Here we go. Just holding for a moment in the heart and then letting it out through the mouth. And now we're going to breathe in through the crown and our nose. And retaining. Now, usually I do a 10-count breath for that. And if that's not comfortable for you, do less. And it's not a bad idea to retain the breath for as long as you drew the breath in. So about now is when I'd let it out through the nose. And then you can continue that cycle of 10 counts in, retain for 10, 10 counts out. And if that is too much, again, reduce the number and just make it the same for every leg of that breath cycle. And as I narrate this, you can continue that process. So drawing that breath in through the crown, through your nose, through the nape of your neck, through your throat as well, feeling it course down through that soft spot at the top of your skull where the platelets were coming together when you were an infant, but they were softest at that point for a while. And then coming down into your third eye there, often identified with your pineal gland and arcing forward and down slightly into your pituitary gland, if that speaks to you, and then coursing down through the front of your skull and down through the back of your skull, your occipital lobe, and down through the course of your neck, your cervical spine that supports your skull, all the tissue, your larynx, your voice box. Continue with the 10-10-10 cycle or whatever suits you. And drawing that Kanchai from above, also around your physical body, for we're also taking in our entire pulpo, our energy field that interpenetrates our physical vessel, and all around, as if a beautiful soft serum or light is coming down around the outside of your energy field and all through it like a beautiful crystalline onion or some sort of many-layered vessel. And it's cleansing and clearing any kind of hucha or obstructions or static of any kind from your field. And as it continues down through your throat, it courses down across your shoulders and down through your upper arms, and letting the musculature around your shoulder blades be even softer, allowing for your shoulder blades to just hang as the free floating little bone platelets that they are. And as it courses down through your upper arms, it's also coming down right into your palms. If your palms are facing up to the heavens, it also is coming right into the palms and up through your forearms and up through your upper arms and into your shoulders. And simultaneously, it's also going down through your upper arms into your forearms and pooling into your hands. And if that doesn't work for you, just jettison any of that doesn't speak for you. Okay. All right. And it's coming across, and I'm speaking to you from my experience. So feel free to modify if you wish. It's coming across my shoulders and sweeping down also through the front of the chest, down, feel it coming down through your back and between your shoulder blades, and also right down through the very center of your spine and your spinal column, and that central energetic channel that comes right down into your Hatun Songko, your great central energetic heart, and also pooling around and throughout your physical heart, slightly off to the left there, and throughout and down around your lungs, and pouring down through your diaphragm and all the separate bones of your rib cage, and all the way down through your digestive tract, including your stomach and your duodenum, and of course, many other features that I won't name, but it's including every little millimeter of that journey in its coursing through, and all the other organs, including your, of course, your pancreas right in the middle of your torso, and your liver, and your kidneys up in the back there that are hiding with your often very overworked adrenal glands just down under your floating ribs in the back, and coming down through the ureters and all the musculature and all the blood and all of the other fluids and organ support down through your back and your front and every side, taking in all of your abdominal contents, including your sexual organs and the bowl of the pelvis itself, including your sacrum, the base of your spine, and also the very tops of your femur bones, the ball and sockets that are formed there that carry so much weight as we walk, and allowing for that light of Kancha to pour with even more opening through the crown of your head, down through your throat, down through your central heart, down through all of those passages down into your pelvic bowl, and then starting to pour down through your pelvic floor into the earth as it continues down through and around each of your legs, your thighs, and even the air between your thighs and your knees, and down through your lower legs, and all the bone and the marrow that helps that journey continue and be supported and allows for the musculature to do what it does so efficiently, and pouring down through your ankles and down into the earth through every line of bone and tissue and ligament, every toe, all the way down through the softest parts of the centers of each sole of each foot, and so on, until you become more and more open to this Kancha pouring from above down to the Gaia Pachamama, to the point where it's taking in your entire self physically and beyond. And you are becoming a beautiful pillar of light, a beautiful saiwa of this Kanchai deep into the earth. And feeling in response to that a renewal of that Kaosai from below, that red warmth coming up through the soles of your feet, even as the Kanchai is coming down from above, the cow side from below, coming up through your roots and up through all the way into your heart. And these two lights meet and create a beautiful pink light as they coalesce and alchemize. An energy that many of you already know very well is Sami, or Sami Sankoi, to be more precise. And let us allow for ourselves just to breathe in deep 3 times on a 4-count breath. We're going to breathe in for 4, and then we'll retain the breath for 2 counts, where we let that alchemizing really coalesce with even greater intensity. And on a 4-count out through the nose, we'll send that pink energy of Sami Sankoi out 360 degrees through our bodies and our energy fields, our popos, and even further out. And then we'll just rest for 2 counts. And we'll do that 3 times. We can really feed our mesas this way. All right, so we're going to start with cleansing breath first. And breathing in for 4. Here we go. And retain for 2. And breathe it out for 4 through the nose. And float for 2 with no breath. And breathe in for 4 from above and below. And retain for 2, creating Sami, and out for 4. And may tickle and float for 2. And then breathing in for 4 one last time. And retain for 2. And send that last surge out. Passion, Sami, and float for 2. And then just breathe in through your nose. And bring your hands up before your mesa, my dears. We're going to open the mesa. All right. I'm going to be fairly quick about this. So, feeling that connection to the above and below, let us breathe in deeply together, and then we will intone Pachamama 3 times. Pacha. 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 Now, I realize that every single time I do this, I have to re-enable the right kind of sound for this. And it's possible that it doesn't have me on the right kind of sound, but I'm not seeing the setting. So I'm just going to forget about it and just keep going. So I'm sorry if I cut out when I'm intoning. I hope I'm not, but if I am, imagine it. Thank you. Ahayo Pachamama, Ahayo Amaru, Boa, Anaconda, and all the creepy crawlies. Ahayo Young Kai, right action, integrity, love for the task at hand. Ahayo the Tirakun of the Watchers, the guardians of Aini, who in Aini bless us with protection, with manifestation, with abundance, and so much more. We thank you, Pachamama Gaia. And now we turn our attention inwardly to the west of our respective mesas, the left-hand side. Mama Kia. Let us draw a deep breath in and intone Mama Kia 3 times. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. I can't remember if that was 3. If it wasn't 3, I apologize. Ahayo, Mama Kia, Grandmother Moon. Ahayo, the sacred waters, Unu, in all the ways that you appear within and without. Ahayo, dolphin and whale. Ahayo, all the sacred swimmers. Ahayo, the bear, and those others that go deep, one in hibernation. Ahayo, the Aokikuna, the guardians of Aini of the West, the nature spirits. Ahayo, beloveds, you who inhabit the fields, the swamps, the clearings, and in some references, the forests. Ahayo, beloved Aokikuna, who blesses an Aini with well-being in relationship, in relationships, in love, and even in magic. Ahayo. And now, with gratitude to Mama Kia, we turn our attention to the north, opposite the direction we're sitting. Miro-Quesada, the above. Let us draw in a deep, deep breath together and intone Miro-Quesada 3 times. Here we go. Miro-Quesada, God, Goddess, Creatrix, Creator, all that is, great originating mystery. We thank you, we honor you, beloved Mother, Father. We thank you, Source, for Spirit, for Waira, the wind, Prana, and enlivening all with that originating spirit of life. And that perspective of Kuntur, Condor, and Aguila, Eagle, with your far sight perspective. For the gift of Yuyai, Spirit, Hierophany. For also the Mauki Kuna, the tree spirits that guard and live within the trees. For the blessings that we receive from you and Aini, beloved Mauki Kuna, of Yuyai, of spirit connection, of hierophany, just as you embody, as you take in Kanchai from above and transfer it down through your sacred trunks, through the Kaipacha and deep into the Ukupacha, where it further feeds the great cycle. Ahayo, Miro-Quesada, we thank you. And now we bring our focus to the east, to the right-hand side of our mesa, where we connect with Inti, grandfather's son. Let us start with a deep, deep inhalation and then intone Inti 3 times. Here we go. Ayuin, the grandfather's son. Ahayo, great grandfather. Ahayo, Nina, sacred flame. Ahayo, the beautiful gift of Yachai, higher mind. The Taiwan teen virtue of Munai of the West, which I had forgotten to mention for Mama Kia. But they are Taiwan teens. They are complementary opposites. Therefore, I bring that in now. Back to Inti. Ahayo, Yachai. Ahayo, Otorongo, Jaguar, Ipuma. The four-leggeds, the great cats, and the other great cats that you identify with, such as panther, lion, tiger, etc. We praise and thank you for your language, stillness, serenity, mastery, and strength. Also, Ahayo, the Machula Aulanchis, the benevolent old ones, the guardians of Ani of the East, the beloved ancestors of the lineage, those who have gone before in bodhisattva fashion, who watch over the Mesa traditions and over the Pachakuti Mesa, and all healed ancestors that we would also associate with that category. And we are thankful for all light working and heart-centered traditions throughout the world, whatever they may call themselves. We love our sisters and brothers and all beings in gratitude. Let us be guided by that higher wisdom together. Hayuiti. And now we spiral to the center. Kuichi, sacred rainbow, the soul. Let us breathe in deep and intone Kuichi 3 times, which is a little higher in pitch. And how high is up to you. I tend to go into a falsetto, but don't let that throw you if that's not your game. All right, here we go. I am Kuichi, sacred rainbow center, the soul, the energy of Texikaipa, Kamaska, originating creative power, the ether. Ayo Onyoi, the sacred virtue of the center, that of remembering, integrating, and the sacred tutelary guides of the center. Yama, the alpaca, who thrive in all altitudes of the Andes and give their whole selves in service, and also their four-legged relatives, such as mountain goat and what you will. Ayo also the guardians of Aini at the center, the Apukuna, the sacred mountain lords, and in some cases, ladies. Ayo Apukuna, we praise you, we thank you, we honor you. We thank you for the blessings and Aini you give us of protection and of efficacy of our ceremony to be true ritual indeed. Yasupaiki, Apukuna. And now, beloveds, if you haven't already, go ahead and light your recent candle if you have one. And if you happen to not have a mesa with you, or you don't have a mesa at all, feel free to send your intentions through the screen or into a sacred medicine piece if you have one, or some item that has special significance for you. I should have said that at the beginning. I'm usually pretty good about that. Sorry, I'm a little sick today. Okay. Just take a moment to just be with that now, that fully open mesa and that lit candle, if it wasn't already lit, and just sense and feel the beauty of the Pachakuti Mesa, sisters and brothers, that is open to you, within you, throughout you, around you. And here in our collective medicine field, all together as Mesa carriers and heart-centered irony and joy and sacred union, how that's intensified even further, and how we are one with all the Mesa carriers throughout time, for it is all one great eternal now, is it not? And imagine, sense, and feel as if Pachamama Gaia was not only here around us and throughout us and within us, but also before us, floating in miniature over our Misa-Rumi. In other words, the center of our collective mesas, our altars, for those who are new to this. And allow for your hands to just act as a kind of sensing field for this miniature version of Pachamama Gaia. You may even feel a slight spongy sensation from all the beautiful energy that's pouring out of your mesa, and also through your hands into your mesa, through your crown and through your feet and your roots, up into your heart and out through your hands. Even someone who doesn't have arms can still do this work, for they can still send it out through their heart center, for that is what matters most. This is a heart-centered tradition, as you know, most of you, if not all of you. Let us draw down the the conchai from above with even greater abounding allowance. Let it pour down through the crown of your head, down and around your cranium, and all around your popo as it enlarges further and pours down through your neck and across your shoulders and into your heart space and down through your arms and out your hands into the center of the mesa. And if your arms get tired, you can just do this with your imaginal intention of your arms doing this and send it out your heart. And you can also draw on the calci from the earth to support you, coming up through further into your feet, your roots, and all the way up into your heart there. And sending that energy from above and that support from below deep into the center of the mesa and down into Pachamama Gaia, not only the Pachamama Gaia that lies below your mesa or your table, but also around and throughout and into this Pachamama that's in miniature, like a 3D holographic globe that's floating there in your mind's eye, in your vista, there atop your Misa-Rumi. And imagine us in miniature, floating out above her as little points of light with our mesas, impermeable, majestic, filled with light and love, interconnecting not only with each other, but all the mesa carriers and all the light workers throughout time in heart-centered truth, and sending this beautiful cascade of munai, of unconditional love, and without filtering, without any management from us, other than as a container, a hollow bone, allowing this concha to flow with even greater intensity. However far open you allow the aperture to be is fine. With ease and grace, my beloved sisters and brothers, and sending that down into the atmosphere of Pachamama. And perhaps it gravitates toward the sacred mountains of our tradition. I will name them, and you can let it go to other mountains as well. Ahayo, Apuasankate. Ahayo, Apu Salkantai. Ahayo, Apu Pachatusan. Ahayo, Apu Wanakauri. Ahayo, Apu Pikol. Ahayo, Apu Iyimani. Ahayo, Apu Machu Picchu. Ahayo, Apu Veronica. Our big hip mamas lovingly refer to her in all reverence and love. Ahayo, Apu Pitu Sarai, Sawasarai. Ahayo, Apu Kol Kepunku. Ahayo, Apu Wirako-chan, the old man, as they sometimes say. Ahayo, Apu Pumasio. Ahayo, also the Korikancha, around which they revolve. Ahayo, also other sacred mountains that may come to you, such as Ahayo, Apu Huascaran, the tallest mountain in the Western Hemisphere and very sacred in this tradition. Ahayo, beloved. Ahayo, Apu Shasta. Ahayo, Apu Pikes Peak. Ahayo, Apu Stone Mountain. And there are many, many more, including my personal Apu to myself. It's very dear to me and others. Ahayo, Apu Yapa Chinchai Koya, which is North and South Thunder Mountain, and so many others. And let this cascade down through the mountaintops and down along the ridges and into and throughout the many springs that emerge forth from those Apus and many others. And also the rivulets and the glaciers and down and along their rocky sides into where the alpine line begins, and filtering down with great abundance and unabashed plenty into the tops of all the Maukikuna, the trees, and also into the heart of Mamacocha, the great oceans and all the seas, and into the various bays and all the other coastlines, into the jungles and the swamps and the farmlands and the uninhabited rocky areas, the deserts, as well as the lush areas, the polar regions, the hidden places, and filtering down through every area of the surface of Pachamama, deep, deep, deep into the earth, through every crevice and crack, through all the waters, the aquifers, the wells, and even more hidden places, even places that may be thought of as a mere myth, that may be so in a strictly 3D sense, but may not be so in others. Let your imagination be your guide, beloveds, for you are empowered, you are hollow bones, ahayo, and permeating throughout Mother Earth. Let her feel your love. Let her be flooded with this nutrition from the stars that she longs for through her children. As humans, this is a role we have to be hollow bones and sacred service. It is our honor. And now, as this continues, allow your attention to be drawn to an area somewhere on her surface, or maybe not on her surface. It could be some city. It could be a place where no humans reside that you know of. It may be in the middle of an ocean. Who knows? Somewhere that needs particular attention. It doesn't have to be just one area, but allow your attention to go there and let that become especially receptive to an even greater outpouring of this tender, loving care that's pouring through you without management, other than this curiosity that you have. And see and sense and feel that area of Pachamama being nurtured, being fed, being sanctified, renewed in ways that you may not even fully comprehend. Without you having to manage the energy, you're just allowing it to pour through you unmitigated. And if you like, you can even allow a tinge of a slight pink light to come into it, of Munai coming through that prism of heart space, if you wish. And then begin now, as that is rounding itself to a more full state, to bring your attention now to a human or non-human, any beings who are in need of healing at this time. This could even include yourself, whatever you feel called to. And because we're short on time, I'm simply going to just say that if you feel called to unmute and express the name or names of whoever you're offering this healing to, and all of us are, feel free to do so. And I will just sit while this is happening if anyone has anything to say. And once it seems silent, I will continue on. Meanwhile, I'm in support of this healing as much as all of us are. Ahayo. Maria Lopez Tenberes, who was recently in a very bad car accident. She is recovering, but she is in need of further support. And the prayer of the heart is the most important. So whether a name is spoken aloud through this system or not, it is still effectual. It's all based on how you feel called. Now, as this continues, my friends, there's always the option to call upon your Purin Iya, your healing arte. If you've gone through the 5-part apprenticeship, you would have one of those on your mesa. And if you don't, well, that can always be accomplished through going through that apprenticeship process. But in any case, this is still effectual. Purin Iya is an additional bonus aid, but this is still effectual. Even if you don't have a mesa, it's effectual. Beloveds, I can feel it. I can feel the energy of your intent and of the lineage. Thank you. Thank you for the blessing of your presence in this Wednesday night link up. We are now going to close by myself intoning the directions of the mesa one time each, and I'll do that in rolling fashion without any commentary. And then we'll have one final closing piece. So let's start with a cleansing breath first. Breathing in deep for Pachamama. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Viracocha. Inti. Quichi. Hi, thank you. Quichi, Royal Hummingbird, Siwarkanti coming through that line and blessings with so much abounding rainbow energy. Now, beloveds, we're going to do the final closing gesture here. We have our arms. Well, first, let's take a nice big scoop of medicine, shall we? That was a lot. So with your right arm, take a big scoop across the field of the mesa or of the screen or both, and bring it to your left shoulder. And then take a big scoop of that humpy, that good medicine with your left arm across the mesa and or the screen and or both to your right shoulder. And then take a deep breath in through the nose and hold it in your heart there for a moment to crystallize it. With gratitude. And then on the count of 3, on the out breath, send it up into the heavens in Aini, in gratitude and sacred reciprocity. 1, 2, 3. And then breathe in again. Retain in your heart. And then when you're ready, breathe out through the nose and send it into your heart center. Beautiful. Okay, arms out straight with your palms facing each other. And I'm going to say the following, and you can repeat after me if you want to. Kanchaipi, which means in light. Munaipi, in love. Muyupi, in wholeness. Wilkatixipi, in sacred relationship. Myokanchis kepaipi, we remain. Winyai kunan kuichi, which means basically in eternal now rainbow. Inaya, which means and so it is. And now take a deep, deep breath. On the count of 3, we're going to clap and we're going to blow up to the heavens and then down into our mesa in Aini. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you very much. I went over. Thanks for everybody who could stay. And thanks for being here. And those who couldn't stay, thank you. And yeah, just keep your faith. Don't give up. And gratitude seems to be pretty important, right?